which is for lunch, for example. So I've noticed a lot of people, what they do, I mean, I'm not, you know, like I'm guilty of it myself, is instead of like coming in with some type of like a lunch item, what we normally do is we go out to like the co-op or like Subway or like one of the restaurants in town and we get food that way. So I wanted to go into the opportunity cost of what that would be. Because we all know, you know, hey, if I bring my own food in, that's going to save a whole bunch of money. Whereas if I didn't bring any, you know, where if I was to go buy stuff every day, that costs a lot more money. Or, you know, if you did want to like have a bag of Doritos for lunch, for example, you bought it at a cheaper grocery store instead of going at like the small co-op, right? It's going to be more expensive at those places, just like the 7-Eleven in my town. So this is how much it would cost to get, you know, to get about a week's worth of food and a little bit extra. So these are all real prices. Like I went to the co-op and literally just got these prices from there. If you were to get like 12 fixed slices of ham, that would cost $9. If you were to get 18 slices, a loaf of bread, that's about $3. And if you were to get cheese, which was on sale at the time when I looked, it would cost $4 for 24 slices. That's not like processed cheese there, the stuff that's wonderful for grilled cheeses. So if you're to break that down per unit, that's how much it costs. So it costs 75 cents for, you know, a thin of ham, 17 cents for a slice of bread, 17 cents for a slice of cheese. So how much would it cost to make your own sandwich there, for example? Well, around there, yeah. I mean, you know, when you do this stuff in your head, you don't need to do it exact. But yeah, about $1.50. Specifically, if you break it down like to the penny, $1.84. But like, you know, 34 cents. That's not gonna kill you either way. But yeah, so $1.84 is how much it would cost to say like make that sandwich. And again, like this, so like going into these variable expenses is a really nice way to save yourself some money. Anyone remember like what is a variable expense? You know, or have a guess? So like so there's two types of expenses. There's a fixed expense. So what's a fixed? Sorry. Super close. So fixed expense is something you can't change. I need to put gas in my car. I need to, you know, heat my house. I need to pay for water in my house. Now, sure, I could take slightly shorter showers, but that's only going to save like a couple of dollars at most, right? So those fixed expenses are just that's just what they are. They're fixed. You can't really change those, at least not a whole lot, without really changing like a lot of your lifestyle. Like, sure, I could get rid of my car, but then I don't have a car to get to work and to travel around. In, you know, small town Saskatchewan, everyone here knows that struggle. So the variable expenses are things that you have a lot more control over. So some of those examples were maybe stuff like, you know, like, hey, I went and bought like more clothes that day, or I went and, you know, I went out to a restaurant, spent $150 over 2 months, or I went to the movie theater to see a movie every weekend, stuff like that. It's stuff you're spending that you have a little bit more control over. So what I've broken it down here is I've just kind of done some comparing the numbers of, you know, how much it costs to buy that same sandwich at the co-op, which is $7.50 right now. That's crazy, versus making it yourself. And so if you guys are looking there, you can see, where's my mouse? All right, there it is. So if you're taking a look here, so what we can see is that, do a pen, sure. If you were to make that sandwich yourself, instead of just buying it, you would save yourself $5.63, which, I mean, sure, it's about $5. You know, that's not a huge amount, life-changing amount, but as you go over time, you know, as that changes over time, you know, I've seen like situations where people here have bought food like every day for a week. And again, I've done that same thing too. You know, after a week, you would have saved $28. After a month, you would have saved $112. If you were to do that for the whole year, the whole time you're in the ABE program, you would have saved $1,000 just making your own lunch versus going out and buying one every single day, just for an example there. And so what could you do with this saved money? Out of curiosity. Literally, what could you do with $1,000? $1,000 over a year. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Okay. Sorry, 1 second. Oh, sorry, my thing's messing up. Bear with me. I remember what you're saying, I promise. Here we go. So I'll make it bigger in a second. So you said, so what is it? You said, you know, so gas for a car, maybe it's just buying a car or paying the insurance on a car. You said, you know, a bed, a TV. What else had you said? Right, you could buy groceries. Well, why couldn't it be though? Like, I mean, you know, it's not going to be a life like changing amount, but it's $1,000 that you save from one simple decision. The decision that I'm going to make my own lunches instead of eating out every day. Yeah. So, okay. Yeah. So like, you know, so tires for a car. So either way, this is money you could put towards your goal, right? Now, I mentioned to you before, you know, I'm a really big traveler. If I do that, if I was to bring my own lunch every single day, that $1,000 would let me travel. That would let me, boom, that's my summer right there. I'm going to Winnipeg this summer for a wedding. That pays for everything for that and then some. So you can use this to meet your goals, essentially. So you can, and that's just from one decision that you could make. You know, everyone has these little decisions you can make in your day to day to greatly change your financial situation. And now, you know, keep in mind, you know, I know not everyone here's buying lunch every single day. It's okay to go and buy lunch. There's nothing wrong with that. But, you know, when we're talking about like thinking about that big picture stuff, these are the types of things that you can do to really try and meet those goals. So I have a couple other examples here of what you could do with it. So again, you could just choose to, if we talk about the sandwich we just made in the sandwich at the co-op, you know, that one has like, I think there's like some lettuce and like a tomato or something in there. You could use that to buy those fill-ins, for example. I don't even know, like they had a couple. No, it's just the like the bread, the meat, the cheese sandwiches. Yeah, it's $7.50. Yeah, yeah. But you know, you could use that to make your own sub, for example. So you could buy like extra lunch items like fruit, granola bars, yogurt. You could use that saved money like for supper. You know, you could use that to save for a goal. You could use that money for going out. You know, I like to go with my friends, so I try and like when I'm at home, I try and like buy stuff on sale, eat that, so that when I do go out, I can afford it. Because it's expensive to go to restaurants now. It's crazy expensive now to go out now. Yeah, yeah. Smoking's a really good example too. Yeah, yeah, and you know, even if you don't quit, you know, it's cutting back, for example, too. Like it's our little decision. Now, like you know, like stuff like drugs, alcohol, smokes. That's hard, right? Because like again, like we've talked earlier this week. You know, we're all humans. We all have our own vices. Everyone's addicted to something, or you know, maybe uses too much of something, or doesn't get enough like sleep, whatever it is. So those types of things, yeah, it can be hard. Like, hey, I just quit smoking. Was it that easy, Stephen? Was it easy? It wasn't, yeah. Absolutely. So this is something you have a little bit more control over. This one is a little bit easier, is you're making your own food. And you know, then, hey, every week I need to go buy like a thing of like sandwich meat and bread, for example. That's what you need to do to make that come to fruition. I used to in the mornings. I'd make smoothies like yogurt, frozen berries. Yeah. Like just yogurt. Like I don't like the stuff like the sweet yogurt. Like I'm just like it has all the sugar added. I don't like the taste of it. So I just do like plain yogurt. Plain yogurt just tastes not awful, but like it takes time to get acquired to the flavor if you've never had it before. Yeah. So the unflavored stuff. Yeah. So where I'm kind of getting with this is the opportunity cost. So what's this opportunity cost of not preparing lunch every day? And if you remember, opportunity cost is the loss of potential gain when one alternative is chosen. So what have you chosen to do here? So in this situation, what have we chosen to do? Oh, you're looking at how much so like what are you missing out on if you choose to buy a lunch every day versus making your own? So in this case, your opportunity cost would be, if you did it for like a week, for example, it'd be that $28. So your opportunity cost here was $28. You could also make an argument that it was $37.50. Either of those is fine. But those are your opportunity costs right there. Is that, hey, if you did this for a week, you would, what you're losing out on, again, your potential gain could have been that $27, and that's the price difference between doing making your own and buying every day, right? Because the alternative that you chose was, well, I'm just going to buy lunch every day. Whereas if you make that lunch every day, your opportunity cost is you've gained $28. Opportunity cost can be like a net positive. It can be a good thing. Like, so here's another example as well. So has anyone here ever gone out and saw friends on a school night? Stayed up later than you should. I have. Stayed out later than you should on a weekday. I need to wake up at whatever it is, 6, 7, 8 a.m. for school. Everyone here's done that. I've done that. Before work and stuff. So my opportunity cost there is I'm losing out on sleep. Now, what if I would have chosen, you know what? No, I'm going to be good. I'm going to not go out. I'm going to go to bed early, get a full 8 hours of sleep. What's my opportunity cost with that decision? Time with your friends. Absolutely. Yeah. Like, so right now, I do this. I'm a full-time student. I drive 2 hours a day. Those decisions means I don't get to see my friends and family as much as I'd like. So there is a cost with every decision you make, even if it's the quote unquote right decision. So I got a couple of examples here. Really quickly, what do you think that opportunity cost is here with this example? A student spends 3 hours and $20 at the movies the night before an exam. Yeah, so he didn't study, he's lost some money. And he's probably gonna be more tired, right? Maybe when saw Avatar or something. I'd be tired. Oh God, I saw Avatar on a school night. Yeah, it was, that was a rough day. Next one, farmer chooses to plant wheat on 20 acres of land. That's not good. Tell him to not do that. That might be part of the reason why everyone's always so tired. So what's the opportunity cost in this example? A farmer chooses to plant wheat on 20 acres of land. This is a difficult one. Where's my mouse? So this example here, the opportunity cost was they spent $20. They lost 3 hours. They could have been studying, and they're probably going to go into their exam tired. Why is it doing that? So in the second example, let me just cross that out. So in the second example, so you have a farmer who's choosing to plant wheat on 20 acres of land. This is a hard one, like I said. So what's he choosing to do? Choosing to plant wheat on 20 acres of land, right? What could he have done instead? Could have planted something else. Yeah, that's the opportunity cost here. He could have planted something else, right? So whenever you does anyone here know someone with a garden? They always think about, what am I going to plant next year? What would I like to plant next year? They don't just plant all potatoes, because that's a lot of potatoes that have to eat then. So they're trying to do a balanced one. Yeah. My great grandma once planted only potatoes. There was 1,000, literally, we waited 1,000 pounds of freaking potatoes. It's too much. It was. We donated some. Like we couldn't. It's too much. We gave it to the food bank. Yeah. Yeah. So last one here. Commuter takes the bus. So he takes the bus to work instead of driving. So it takes him 70 minutes on the train, while driving takes. Oh, that's supposed to be a bus. So it takes 70 minutes on the bus, while driving takes 40 minutes. What's the opportunity cost there? $30 minutes, right? Your time is a cost. You only have a certain amount of time every day, right? You only have a certain amount of energy every day. So the opportunity cost here is 30 minutes. Now the bus is probably cheaper, probably better for the environment and stuff. Maybe that means he doesn't need to own a car in the first place, saves money on gas, but he's losing 30 minutes to do it. Like, have you ever been in the situation where, like, you could do one alternative to save a couple bucks, but it's not worth the time or the effort, so you just do the more expensive option anyways? Absolutely, I have. There's been times I don't want to change my own tires on my car. I don't want to change my own oil. I'll take it to the shop instead of doing it myself, like at 9 p.m. on a Thursday or something. And so last one here. So a student stays up till 3 a.m. the night before school and only got 4 hours of sleep. What's the potential opportunity cost there? So yeah, they only get 4 hours of sleep. So what does that mean if you only get 4 hours of sleep? The next morning you're going to be tired. Absolutely. Yeah. So they're going to be tired. And because they're tired, what might be the consequences of that? Yeah, it's gonna be really tough to to stay awake, to focus on your work. Absolutely. So yeah, you'll be tired. It might be cause an unhealthy sleeping pattern. It only takes like 2 days or something of like bad sleeping habits to ruin a pattern you've developed. And you're not gonna be able to perform as good because you're tired, right? So yeah, and so the opportunity cost here is you could have some mental and physical health and decreased school performance. Okay, so what we're doing for most of the day is I have an opportunity cost thing. A couple of scenarios here. We were trying to find what is the opportunity cost that's happening there. So you're going to want to head to the LMS. There is an opportunity cost sheet there. You can put that on on Looseleaf. And we're going to go over that together later as well. So that's what we're doing for the next bit. So go to the LMS, download that opportunity cost form that's in module 1, and then you can work on that on Looseleaf. I have that for you as well. And then we're going to talk about that a little bit later. So going into another one here. So we have a creamery, so we have a creamery. So in one room, they make both cream and butter. So in 3 hours, they can make 50 pounds of butter or 350 liters of cream. So what's the opportunity cost if they produce 350 liters of cream? So what are they giving up to do that? The butter, specifically, what about the butter? Oh, we're on cream and butter. We're on cream and butter. Yeah. That's question 3. So the cost in this case, remember, in those 3 hours, they can either make the butter or make the cream. If they're choosing to make the cream, what are they not able to do anymore? Yeah, that's it. Yeah. So the opportunity cost here is they can't make 50 pounds of butter. That's it. Yeah, it does. Yeah, that doesn't need to get like super deep. Yeah, they don't need to go that deep. Yeah. And so then for number 4, so remember, they're making 50 times, they're doing 1 liter of butter. That's 50 times less butter. So you're trying to take 2% of this 350 or this 3. Yeah, so that's 2%. And so what do you do with that 2%? Well, so again, we don't need to go like super complicated. So they're making 50 times less butter. So the opportunity cost here is it's a lot smaller, right? So it's 50 times less cream. So it's just 50 times less cream. So it's 300. Normally they can make 350 liters. This time they have a smaller operation. They can do 7 liters of cream. That's their opportunity cost. Well, yeah, there's other stuff there, but we're just only focused on the opportunity cost. So you get to focus on specifically like pennies and dollars on these next ones though. So try out the rest of these questions here. We'll go over them in about 5 minutes. I'll come check up on how we're doing in a minute. You can do it.